Many millions of men and women are bothered by multiple trips to the bathroom at night to urinate. This is called Nocturia, and it can affect any age group. The estimated incidence of Nocturia in a rather young age group, the 20 to 45 age group, is 11% in men and 18% in women, which I found pretty surprising. Nocturia, or nighttime urination issues, get more common with age. 48% of men and 53% of women 65 years of age or older develop nighttime urinary frequency. That's 22% of the U.S. adult population getting up 2 or more times a night to urinate. That's about 70 million adults. Now, this not only interrupts sleep, it can eventually disrupt your health, not to mention you're going to be pretty tired in the morning. So what are the causes and what can you do about it? When it's chronic and frequent, it's usually directly related to the urinary tract. Welcome to our frequent nighttime urination in men and women episode. Hi, my name is Jerry Hickey. I'm a licensed pharmacist who also has studied nutrition. I'm over here at Invite Health. I'm also the scientific director, and I'd like to talk to you today about the many common causes of frequent nighttime urination and what you can safely do to help it. Please be sure to subscribe to the Invite Health podcast today, and please leave us a review. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health. All of the information on today's episode will be linked in the episode description, and you could visit www.invitehealth.com/podcast for more information. So let's get started. There are 3 separate conditions that are very common that lead to multiple trips to the bathroom at night to urinate, and many people have 2. Some men are gifted with all 3. In men, it could be the result of a swollen prostate, which can grow larger with age. The prostate gland is a crowded part of the pelvis, and when it enlarges, it clamps down on the urethra, which is the hose that you urinate out of. So when the prostate enlarges, this leads to many lower urinary tract symptoms and typically many trips to the bathroom at night. A second common condition is incontinence. This is where the muscles of the bladder are weakened. After menopause, women are prone to incontinence, and this occurs at about the same time that older men start to experience an enlarged prostate. The third condition is an overactive bladder. This occurs when the nerves of the bladder improperly fire. This activates the bladder and the urge to excrete urine, and this happens usually at a totally inappropriate time and place. Overactive bladder is caused by an involuntary contraction of the bladder muscle. It's more common than diabetes or asthma. It affects about 37 million American adults. We'll leave the swollen prostate discussion to a future episode, so let's discuss the other issues. So what is your bladder? It's a muscular sac that's located below your kidneys. Urine from the kidneys flows into the bladder, and it is collected and it's stored there until your next urination. If you didn't have a bladder, you would dribble liquid all day long. So what commonly affects your bladder, making it leaky? Well, the aging process itself, very common, or diseases like diabetes is a common cause, or if somebody had a stroke, it's the aftermath of a stroke. Stroke can affect your nerves. It could be the result of a terribly enlarged prostate. This can affect the bladder and lead to overactive bladder. The current male urinary health market focuses solely on the prostate, by the way. This is because the prostate enlargement, also known as BPH or benign prostatic hyperplasia, that leads to multiple trips to the bathroom at night is certainly extremely common. However, what's much less well known is that about 85% of the men with a swollen prostate also have an overactive bladder. And to truly get relief, men have to try and help both. 37 million men and women in the U.S. have an overactive bladder. Huge number. An additional 59 million American men and women have urinary incontinence, an even bigger number. And the conservative combined prevalence of both in a single person is over 70 million. There's an overlap of the 2 conditions. Many individuals have both. Now, this huge number is not including the host of men who solely have a swollen prostate without having an overactive bladder or incontinence. We're going to a quick break. When we come back, we'll discuss incontinence.
This podcast is brought to you by InviteHealth.com. For over 20 years, Invite Health has provided premium quality supplements and expert advice you can trust. Now you can enjoy an additional 10% off at InviteHealth.com by using promo code PODCAST at checkout or by clicking the link in this episode description. At InviteHealth.com, we offer the resources you need to make important decisions about your health. Chat live with certified healthcare professionals, get product information, and find retail locations near you. Follow Invite Health on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast today. Now, back to our episode.
Welcome back. Incontinence is a loss of bladder control, often resulting in some leakage, or in more severe cases, having to race to the bathroom, or you will have an accident. That's a condition known as urge incontinence or detrusor instability. Incontinence is extremely common. It can affect up to 51 million women and almost 8 million men. Risk factors leading to urinary leakage and incontinence include smoking, obesity, diabetes, and the aging process itself. Now, many younger women experience some mild occasional urinary leakage, but it suddenly worsens during menopause. The drop in estrogens weakens the tissues of the bladder and the urethra, plus the bladder's capacity to hold urine shrinks with age, so you need to go to the bathroom more frequently anyway. There are some steps you can take starting now to help with incontinence. Watch your liquid intake, especially later in the day. Regulate how much coffee you drink, how much alcohol you consume. Reduce your consumption of carbonated drinks. You should probably avoid artificial sweeteners altogether. Keep your spicy and acidic food intake down because these can irritate your bladder and make the matter temporarily worse. Urge incontinence is the more severe scenario. In this situation, the nerves that feed the bladder or line the bladder wall fire at times when they shouldn't, giving you a sudden extreme urge to run for the bathroom. If you don't get there, it's going to be embarrassing. One way to deal with incontinence is to wear an adult diaper. Disturbingly, the adult diaper market has almost doubled over the last 5 years. This is the fastest growing segment of the household products business. A second way to deal with incontinence is through the use of prescription drugs. That's a problem. Commonly prescribed incontinence drugs can be downright dangerous and always have many side effects. The drugs that treat urinary incontinence are rife with side effects, many damaging your memory and affecting your brain health. There are natural alternatives, and if you combine the natural alternatives with pelvic exercises, this can be very helpful.
This podcast is brought to you by InviteHealth.com. For over 20 years, Invite Health has provided premium quality supplements and expert advice you can trust. Now you can enjoy an additional 10% off at InviteHealth.com by using promo code PODCAST at checkout or by clicking the link in this episode description. At InviteHealth.com, we offer the resources you need to make important decisions about your health. Chat live with certified healthcare professionals, get product information, and find retail locations near you. Follow Invite Health on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast today. Now, back to our episode.
Okay, welcome back. The first successful treatment that I ever came across for incontinence many years ago was combining a three-leaf caper herb with the horsetail plant. The horsetail plant is a reed. It's a natural source of the mineral silica. Silica gives substance to tone to muscles and nerves. This combination had been successfully used in human clinical research. The combination worked gently and gradually, so that's beautiful. It helped restore bladder control starting in about the first 2 to 3 weeks. It reached its best effect generally within the first 2 months, within the first 8 weeks. 50% of the study subjects had relief within the first 3 weeks, and it reduced urinary frequency. It reduced nocturia, going to the bathroom at night. It reduced the feeling of urgency. It reduced bladder irritation. It didn't cause harsh reactions, and it didn't cause uncomfortable side effects. Now, that same three-leaf caper combo toned and strengthened the bladder muscle and improved confidence in these people. They avoided accidents in the daytime. Urinary urgency was reduced. Nighttime trips to the bathroom were reduced. The need for adult diapers were reduced, and many users had normalized continence after 8 weeks or so. This led to improved sleep, and people were able to drink as much liquid as they liked. A second natural combination consisted of super concentrated pumpkin seed extract and the antioxidants derived from soybeans that are known as isoflavones. This also really improved incontinence and nocturia. And once again, nocturia is going to the bathroom at night. In clinical research, the combination improved urinary incontinence in women, sometimes dramatically within the first 6 weeks. 82% of the women had a good improvement. 37% actually said they had a great improvement. Once again, the product was gentle. It started to work gradually, and it was very well tolerated. So just to review, a combination of three-leaf caper along with the mineral silica obtained from a plant And in separate research, a combination of pumpkin seed extract along with isoflavones from soybeans both individually helped improve incontinence and overactive bladder. So it helped both conditions, while decreasing the number of trips to urinate at night. I could tell you from my many years of experience that when I recommend a combination of these two different mixtures, the three-leaf caper with the silica and the pumpkin seed extract with the soy isoflavones, they really help quickly improve the symptoms of urinary incontinence and overactive bladder in both men and women. They can even help improve the life of men with a swollen prostate. In a future episode, I'll discuss an enlarged prostate and also the drugs and supplements used for relief, the good points and the bad points. Are they helpful? Are they safe? And very soon I will also devote an episode to prostate cancer. Thank you for tuning in to the Invite Health podcast. You can find all of our episodes for free wherever you listen to podcasts or by visiting invitehealth.com/podcasts. Make sure you subscribe and please leave us a review. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health Today. We'll see you next time on another episode of the Invite Health podcast.